So there's one place at any time I get a chance or any excuse to go to it, I tend to take it. And there is my friend Mike, because everybody has a friend named Mike. His stepdaughter had never been there. Thought it would be a lovely opportunity to take him and his new wife there and give me a chance to film it all. And the thing you gotta know about the Reynolds Museum is it is a pretty massive place, and it's actually in a number of buildings. It starts off with aircraft hangar like area, and it is just full of avionics history, particularly of Canada, but also particularly of Alberta. And yeah, the place just is amazing, really. And I've probably been to the entire museum probably about 10 times in my life. As in elementary school, they take us pretty much every year. And then I've been on my own at least 5-6 times. Just because there's that much to see. Now, this was filmed pre-COVID, so I don't know how much you'll be able to touch in the future. I know right now, I read the other day that they just opened up again, and they had requirements like don't touch anything and to be bringing a mask. So I thought this would also be kind of a nice chance for maybe people who can't risk going out to still check the museum out, and for a lot of the people on my YouTube who obviously live really far away and who might not make it. But honestly, it's pretty worth the trip, as you're gonna see, especially after this once we get into the next museum, as this first part is just gonna be the airport hangar, and just to break the video up, because I already edited the other part and it's gonna be about 40 minutes. That's why it's taken me kind of a long time to get this done. So yes, I'm gonna shut up and we'll explore the museum, and I'll read some of the stuff to you.
Yeah, this one probably gets used less.
Marion Orr earned her private pilot's license in 1939. During the next 2 years, she was employed as an aircraft inspector and gained a commercial pilot's license in 1941. 7 months later, she earned an instructor's rating at RCAF station in Trenton, Ontario, one of only 6 women to do so. After World War II started, the RCAF took over flight tests as the majority of men earned their wings within the military. In August 1942, Orr was hired as manager and chief flying instructor by the St. Catharines Flying Club, becoming the first woman in Canada to operate a flying club. Since most resources required for civilian flying were redirected to fulfill military requirements during the war, flying jobs for women were hard to find. Orr and her friend V. Warren learned that the Air Transport Auxiliary in England were hiring women pilots. They applied and were accepted in 1942. Orr was hired by British Overseas Airways as a pilot for the civilian-run ATA organization. ATA pilots received basic training for safe flying, such as how to do forced landings and how to get out of a spin. They did not receive instructions for flying specific aircraft, though. They were given a blue book, which contained essential operating instructions for each one of the planes. She ferried 15 types of single-engine military aircraft, factories to military bases in England where they were fitted with instruments and armament. She opened her own school at Maple, Ontario in 1954 and became the first woman to be licensed to operate an airport in Canada. In 1961, she was licensed to fly helicopters, the first woman in Canada to do so. 2 months later, she earned her helicopters instructor's rating and instructed at Buttonville and Peterborough, Ontario. She ended her flying career as an instructor with Toronto Airways Limited with over 21,000 hours in her logbook.
Oh yeah, your aileroning. Oh!
That's Spitfire delivery from Coventry, sir. It sounds like air to ground, but it can't be.
Nobody could fly in this suit. I don't know. He's right. It is a Spitfire.
Hanger.
We've got a delivery landing.
Landing? We missed. Lads!
Some landing, sir.
That's many chaps would even fly on a day like this.
Thanks, Corporal. Any chance of this breaking up? I got another one this afternoon.
No idea, sir. Ma'am.
179 ferry assignments. I suppose your dream is to break 200.
You know what my dream is? To go home when this is all over. Find a grass strip somewhere in Ontario. Teach flying.
The car is ready.
Gentlemen?
Marion Orr would achieve her dream and become the first woman in Canada to run a flying school.
Well, I guess it's probably for demonstrating. Very cool. Oh, you're moving the thingies that I always forget the names of. The tail fins. Yeah. I better get a shot of the inside of there.
Would you like to fly the plane,
Oh, just never put me in a place with knobs and switches. Oh, they feel very good. They're good knobs.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, if I could stretch. Oh, it's squeaking. It's scared me. Avoid prolonged sideways flight.
With heater and stuff. So as long as you don't have a heater, you're fine.
Well, you didn't push the brakes. Oh, it's so squeaky. It's scary.
Clennell Hagerson Dickens was born at Portage-la-Prairie, Manitoba on January 12, 1899 and moved to Edmonton, Alberta in 1907, where he was educated. He attended the University of Alberta until enlistment in the Canadian Infantry in World War I. In 1917, he transferred to the Royal Flying Corps, earned his pilot's wings and commission, and was posted to the number 211 Squadron, where he served until 1919. He was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross for persistence and gallantry in completing aerial assignments under fire. At war's end, he returned to Canada, joined the Canadian Air Force, and became one of the original officers of the Royal Canadian Air Force when it formed in 1924. For 2 years, he conducted cold weather, high-altitude flight experiments in the Siskin fighter aircraft in Edmonton. He flew forest patrol duties on High River, Alberta, and completed special airborne photographic survey flights in northern Saskatchewan and Alberta. He left the RCAF in 1927 to join the newly formed Western Canadian Airways. He He left the RCAF in 1927 to join the newly formed Western Canada Airways and chalked up an impressive number of aviation firsts that collectively helped unlock the secrets of Canada's Arctic. He was awarded the McKee Trophy in 1928 after flying approximately 100,000 miles through the outlying regions of northern Canada, including the first flight across the unmapped barren lands of the Northwest Territories.
Oh, that's cool.
As well,
It's
he
got
had
like a
piloted the first aircraft on the Prairie Airmail Circuit of Winnipeg, Regina, Calgary, Edmonton, Saskatoon, and Winnipeg. In 1929, he became the first pilot to fly the full length of the Mackenzie River, from Edmonton to Aklavak on the Arctic Ocean, and then flew the first prospectors into the Great Bear Lake where uranium was discovered. Like others of his breed, he felt both the agony of defeat and the thrill of success in dangerous searches for lost companions. He flew more than 1 million miles across the uncharted north, in weather often unforgiving of human error. He was named by government as one of the most outstanding Canadians in the nation's first century, and was christened the Snow Eagle and Canada's Sky Explorer. He was named a member of Canada's Aviation Hall of Fame in 1973 with the following citation. Despite adversity, he dramatized to the world the value of the bush plane, and his total contribution to the brilliance of Canada's air age can be measured not only by the regard in which he is held by his peers, but by the nation as a whole.
What kind of useless tat is there? Pencil sharpener.
And what's this?
Tattoo.
Ooh.
Your new tattoo.
Is it of an old guy named Stan?
Canada's Aviation Hall of Fame.
Oh, is it actually like a made one?
Well, I can take one. Well, you can have both. I'll take one. And you can have both. Well, no.